Et inventé ce Dieu.
Ça fait quoi?
Ouais. C'est cool. J'ai des boucles.
Amélie, chose. Allez, on est là? Amélie, chose. Amélie.
Je commence.
Hello everyone, it's good to see you. And my name is Victor. I'm one of the leaders of this church, and we finished a series of sermons that we did on the theme of marriage and intimacy. And now during vacation we're doing a little pause. And we are going to explore the second letter that the Apostle John wrote. So John is one of the apostles of Jesus. He wrote the Gospel of John, and he wrote 3 letters also. And those who were there, used to be there, we studied the first letter of John a few months ago. And he wrote also a second letter and a third letter. So today we're going to study the second letter of John, and next week, Samuel Weeks, which some of you know, will come and will preach on the third letter. So we have an overview of the 3 letters that John wrote. And I really enjoyed studying this letter because it's talking about themes that it's universal. So we talked about love. John is talking a lot about love, but also about truth. And I think that truth is something that is a theme that is absolutely essential, not only for our Christian faith, but for our existence in general. How do I know that what I believe is true? And how do I know that how we are living here, how we are living on Sunday mornings, gathering, is not just a collective delusion, a fantasy, some things that people told us since we are a kid, maybe, and it's just an illusion. How do I know that other philosophies are not true, right? This is something that is deep, and we need to know what truth is, and I think that the notion of truth is something even more large. If you are a newcomer, or if you're someone who is curious, well, not a Christian believer, but still we do like to search for truth. And we live in a world, in this modern society, especially in Western society, where truth has become relative, you know? Like, if what is true for you is not true for me. So people can say, and I've talked with people who say to me, okay, you believe that there's life after death? You okay? But I do not believe. It's true for you, it's not true for me. I've seen a video this week where there are people who really are serious and believe that the earth is flat. And they are serious, and they have arguments for that, and they have so-called scientific arguments to tell that the earth is flat, and they believe in that. So what is the truth? And I think that on one side, we are more and more believing in truth that do good to ourselves, you know, the truth that feels good. I feel that this is good to me, so this must be true. I feel that it's good for me to behave like that, or to be dressed like that, so that's true for me. On one side, we have this personal truth, but on the other side, I strongly believe that we cannot live in a world where there's no objective truth. So just consider this. Who here likes to be betrayed, to be fooled, or to be victim of a scam? No one, right? So we are requiring honesty, we are requiring truth from our relatives. Why do we hate fake news? Why do we hate politicians who lie? Because we desire truth. We We require truth from our lawyer, right? From our banker. When we go to a banker, when we go to a doctor, we expect him to tell us the truth. We even require truth from the price of our washing machines or from our insurances. If the price we pay for what we buy, for what we are insured of, are not the price that is announced, then this is hurting us. So you see, we want objective truth. So what is the truth? And this is what John is going to insist here in his letter. And I invite you to come with me in the second letter of John. So it's in the end of the Bible. So if you don't have the Bible, there are some in the back of the room. So please come and read with me in the second of John. So it's in the end of the Bible, almost at the end, one of the last books of the Bible. And we're going to read the whole book. It's only 13 verses, so it's not very long. Do you have it? Second John. The elder, to the lady chosen by God and to her children, whom I love in the truth, and not I only, but also all who know the truth, because of the truth which lives in us and will be with us forever. Grace, mercy, and peace from God the Father and from Jesus Christ, the Father's Son, will be with us in truth and love. It has given me great joy to find some of your children walking in the truth, just as the Father commanded us. And now, dear lady, I am not writing you a new command, but one we have heard from the beginning. I ask that we love one another. And this is love, that we walk in obedience to his commands. As you have heard from the beginning, that his command is that you walk in love. I say this because many deceivers who do not acknowledge Jesus Christ as coming in the flesh have gone out into the world. And such person is the deceiver and the Antichrist. Watch out that you do not lose what we have worked for, but that you may be rewarded fully. Anyone who runs ahead and does not continue in the teaching of Christ does not have God. Whoever continues in the teaching has both the Father and the Son. If anyone comes to you and does not bring this teaching, do not take them into your house or welcome them. Anyone who welcomes them shares in their wicked work. I have much to write to you, but I do not want to use paper and ink. Instead, I hope to visit you and talk with you face to face, so that our joy may be complete. Children, and your sister, who is chosen by God, send their greetings. This is the word of God. We're going to ask ourselves two questions out from this text. First is, what is the truth? And second, what do we do with the truth? So what is the truth? What do we do with the truth? So first, what is the truth? And just to introduce, John is writing and he's calling himself the elder. So not saying that John is, he's probably writing this letter as he's becoming old, so as an elderly person. And he's writing to the lady chosen by God and to her children. So there's debate about who is this lady. Maybe it's a specific woman that John knows and with her family. But some others, commentators, think that it's more about the church. And the church is referred as a lady, as a feminine metaphor. And I'm more comfortable with this interpretation. And because in the rest of the letter, apart from the first verses, he's using, in the original text, he's using plural pronouns. So it's most likely that he's addressed to a whole assembly, like his first letter. His first letter is addressed to churches. And so, what is the truth? So here are three elements that is from this text. First is that truth is rooted in the concrete. Truth is never something that is theoretical, that is abstract, but it's rooted in concrete feelings. We have love. The lady chosen by God and to her children, whom I love in the truth. We see all the affection John is having for his readers. for the church and of the children. He's calling them the children. And not I only, but also all who know the truth. So we see how truth is linked to love. If I love someone, I want him to walk in the truth. And all those who walk in the truth love those who are living true things. I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I love my wife and I love my children. And if I'm a good father, I want my children to walk in truth, to be confronted to the reality of what life is. This week, I was with my elderly son who does not want to walk a lot. When he walks a bit, he wants my arms. And I'm trying to teach him, life is hard. And in life, we must do hard things. We must do things that we don't want to do. Like wash your hands, like cleaning your toys, like walking. And I would be a bad father if I tried to protect my children always, every time, and protect them and for not them to know and to ignore what real life is, what the truth is. So, truth is linked to love, but you see how it's producing also. Verse 3. Grace, mercy, and peace from God the Father and from Jesus Christ, the Father, Son, will be with us in truth and love. So you see, truth, love is producing grace, mercy. This truth coming from God is producing mercy and peace. And also, verse 4, it has given me great joy. Great joy to find some of your children walking in the truth. It's producing joy to know that someone is rooted in truth. And verse 12 also, John says, I want to visit you. He wants to meet face to face so that our joy may be complete. So love, joy, peace, all these things that we are all searching for. And these are what truth can produce. And this is concrete things. It's not an abstract intellectual things. It's concrete. It's rooted in our everyday lives. Truth is rooted in concrete. The second aspect is truth can sadly be deformed. And this is what we don't want. We don't want to be fooled. We don't want to be tricked. We want a truth who lasts. But we live in a world where there are liars. There are deceivers. And this is the warning of John, verse 7. I say this because many deceivers who do not acknowledge Jesus Christ as coming in the flesh have gone out into the world. And such person is the deceiver and the antichrist. So watch out that you do not lose what we have worked for. There are false truth. There are people who do not tell the truth. And we are living in a world where there's a lot of imitation of what real things are, right? Even in the branding that you see, for example, here we have some images. It's a fake McDonald's in China. We have a Burger Queen instead of Burger King, you see? And even these are Louis Vuitton's bags, but one of them is fake. You cannot tell which one. There are things that imitate the truth, but are false. And that's why John is so, we can say, okay, John, I can know what is truth, what is wrong. I know that if someone is not teaching Jesus Christ, he also is the Antichrist. It's not like that easy. It's not so visible. When the Antichrist comes, it's not saying, hello, I'm the Antichrist. Watch me, I'm here. It's always more subtle than that. There's, why? Why do we buy fake rewritten bags? Why are people are easily fooled inside this? Why do we sin? Let me ask you this question. Why do we always come back to the same wrong decision? We have all made some decisions that have bad consequences. Why? Why are we attracted to lies, to evil, to sin? Have you wondered if smokers, do you think that smokers strongly believe that smoking is good for their health? No, and yet they find it hard to get out of their ambition. Why are we attracted to evil? Because evil, sin, is imitating what is true. It is imitating what we are made for, what we desire absolutely. So that's why the false truths are false, but they're still an imitation of what is real, of what we desire. Why do I scroll on my phone every time? And because I believe that the next post, that the next email, it's important to me. I need to read it. Why do I go on other websites? Because I believe that it will provide me a sexual satisfaction. I believe the truth that I need this satisfaction, and I need it without any engagement. Why do I want to save all that money and to buy a house, and then I have another loan and another house, and then a little bit more, a little bit more? Because I believe that I can be secured once I have all the material, all the material possessions. Why am I investing so much in my children? In investing, giving them money for their activities, for university, which are all good. But at some point, do I put my identity? Do I believe that if my children are successful, then I would be a good mom, I would be a good dad, I would be a good parent? So you see, all that is, we are searching for truth that is imitating what we are made for. The Bible says that we are made for that. We are made for satisfaction. We are made for physical satisfaction, but only God can give us in a good frame, in a good environment. We are made for security, for physical security, but only God, who knows the future, who is sovereign, is able to give us. We are made for having our identity secured, but it's only God who, and only the Bible, who gives us to know that whatever happens, I am His children. I am loved by Him. Because the thing that it's for this false truth is that it will deceive us. It will fool us at some point. At some point, what happens if unemployment hits, when you're broke? What happens if your children one day decide and make decisions that are not the one that you've imagined for them? What happened for your soul? What happened for your identity? So you see, truth of this world can deceive us. So then, how do I know what is true, what is not true? How am I sure that the truth that is in this book is solid? Because the truth of the Bible is not an abstract thing, is not something that is theoretical, but it's incarnated. And the truth we are talking about is the teaching of a person. The truth of the Bible is the truth of someone, of Jesus Christ. And so maybe at this point you can say, okay, Jesus, he's maybe a historical figure. He may be someone who is good for Western people, believers, but this is not he may be someone important, but I don't know, I don't see